for this eyeshadow look, I'll be pulling colors from my scarf just to really pull this look together. And I don't know, I want to get creative. So let's jump into some purples and pinks and yellows. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Adri. If you are returning, welcome back. I had so much fun creating this look, and when I tell you, I really just went with what I wanted to pull from this scarf. I had no vision in mind for this. We just kind of went with vibes, okay? And if you know me, when I go into any colorful look, we gotta get our lid prepped and ready to go. And I did go in with my P. Louise eyeshadow paint base in the shade Blank Canvas, and I just really got that worked out and blended out on both lids. Now that we have our lid ready, we're going to go in with this first purple shade. Once we kind of mapped out the shade, we're going to go on top of that with this pretty yellow and just start working those two colors together in the inner corner. I am using a small, dense blending brush to kind of get those first two shades mixed together because it'll give you that precision that you need. And then going in with the medium blending brush with that same purple shade just to start buffing out the outer part of the eye. All of the product details will be listed in the description, so please don't worry. I will make sure I list all of the products that I'm using. But as you can see, going back in with that yellow shade, I'm just building that color back up. One thing about this look, you really kind of have to go back and forth to build those colors and shades back up as you're mixing. So from here, I'm going in to add this really pretty pink shadow, and it really helps give that sunset look that I was going for. And I'm just mixing it on top of that purple and yellow and only really keeping it mainly on the inner part of the lid and lightly on the outer part. And just playing with those same colors just to build up the look like I want. Then going in with that yellow and just really adding it on the outer part just to really fuse out the outside of that lid. And it really brought the look together. Like, I was so obsessed at how it's turning out. Taking that same purple to add a little bit more depth to the outer part of the lid before we got ready to cut the crease. I feel like cut creases is like my favorite style eyeshadow because I just love how sharp and clean those look when you cut the crease. Like, you just can never go wrong with a good cut crease. And I was just loving how it was just coming together. Just wanted to add a little bit more and add that yellow shade and just really fuse out around it just a tad bit more. So as you can see, I redid the same thing on the other side and just adding a little bit more depth before we go in and add this really sparkly pretty purple on the lid just to give it that shimmer that we need. Then we're going to add the final details to the eyes. Of course, we're going to add our liner, lashes, waterline, everything before we get ready to prepare for our base. Right, so I want to give you guys another makeup hack to apply your black waterline. Using a gel liner, how much more smoothly the application process is. Using one of these disposable lip applicators here to pick up the gel product gel liner out of the container and then applying it. I feel like you can control the placement a lot more when you use this tool. I'm using my Revolution Makeup Gel Eyeliner, and gel liners are supposed to be very creamy. Like if you have a gel liner and the product is hard, that means it's dried out. Pull down to reveal my waterline just slightly, and then I'm going to just glide it on. You don't even need to press firmly. Like, look at that easy application. Like 2 seconds, super quick, and it's less messy. So once I finish up with my waterline, I'll go in to prep and prime my skin. You know what I always say, you have to prep and prime your face before you apply your base, and that's what we're doing here. I like to get my primer prepped first while my lashes are drying, so that way by the time I'm done applying my primer, it'll be ready to apply my lashes. For foundation, I started going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish foundation, but as I was applying this foundation, it was too warm. I felt like this was definitely not a good shade match. I feel like I'm definitely a little lighter than that at the moment. So I did go in with my staple, my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 322, just to go on top of it so that it'll be more of a match for me. And from here, of course, we're going to do our contour, concealer, blush, get all of those products on, all of our cream and liquid products to blend out. I will be again listing all of the product details that I'm using in the description box below, so don't worry, you won't miss anything. And if you've made it this far in the video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You do not want to miss the content that I have dropping next. If you've missed any of the content before, please go check out my previous videos. And you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Lemonade, and Threads. I post content on all of those platforms. Blending out concealer is definitely one of my favorite parts of doing the makeup routine. It's just so therapeutic just to see everything melt together. Like, I just love seeing how the concealer blends together once you're getting everything worked out. I definitely noticed that when you use a brush to blend out concealer, it gives you a much fuller coverage. Taking my time to contour my nose. I do love that Real Techniques contour brush to really contour my nose. It really gives you that precision that you need. Usually I would spray my face with the setting spray before I start blending everything out, but I totally forgot. But it's never late to go back in and spray, but you do want to spray your face before you blend out the contour and concealer. Spraying in between really does allow your foundation to last a lot longer. And for me, if you know, I am going to go in every time to brighten up that under eye. I love, love, love a bright under eye. And bringing the warmth back into my face using my powdered contour just to kind of set the cream contour. And that really does help bring that warmth back in. And then highlight. I love me a good highlighter. I'm using my Black Radiance contour palette that has a really nice highlighter shade in it. I love to highlight the top of my lip. I love to highlight the bridge of my nose. All of those areas or those high points for me just really enhances my makeup look when I highlight those areas. Setting and baking is an essential part of my makeup routine, and I like to go in with my One Size baking powder in the shade Sweet Honey, and I really like to use that to chisel up underneath my cheekbones as well and let that sit to really get everything set and locked in together. Let's jump into this lip combo. This is my all-time favorite lip combo using two MAC products. The MAC lip liner in the shade Stone I'm using to outline my lips and really kind of fill and define those. And then I'll be going in with the MAC lipstick in the shade Folio to really add that nude shade in the middle. And it really gives like a very nice stone look. I love it. And once you add the gloss, oh my goodness, it just amplifies this lip combo. Oh, I love it. Of course, we're going to clean up, make sure we don't get anything on our teeth, and then dusting off that baking powder using my Sephora Micro Smooth finishing powder just to really get that dusted off. You want to go in with the finishing powder that's similar to your foundation shade. And adding a little bit more highlight just in case some came off when I was dusting off the baking powder. I really love my highlighter. And then sometimes, it's not often that I'll really clean up around my lips to kind of shape them a little bit more. But today, I felt like it needed a little bit more to the lips. I don't know, it really makes your lips pop and give them whatever shape you choose. And I love that about makeup. You really have creative control to create whatever you please. And more of the final touches, I really like to smoke out the lower lash line and waterline just to really bring those same colors from the lid. And in the inner corner, I wanted to add that yellow and gold to really make it pop. Like, I feel like no makeup look is complete unless you do that inner corner and smoke out that waterline. After we got everything set and locked in, this is the final result. I love, love, love how this look turned out. Thank you guys so much for joining me and watching me do this tutorial. If you want to see more tutorials, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned because we have more content dropping soon.